Hi, this is your February 2014 horoscope for everyone who is looking for some answers, insights and inspiration and meaning as well. Make sure you check your ascendant sign prediction, moon and sun sign prediction. Most people check only the sun sign prediction, but make sure if you want to know more details, more in-depth, you're made out of just not one sign only, you're made of three important signs, that of the ascendant, the moon and the sun sign. And if you don't know what your ascendant or moon signs are, you can find them at my birth chart calculator at astrolada.com, for which I'm putting a link here. Scorpio, February 2014, for anyone who have their ascendant, sun or moon in Scorpio. And how is love looking for you, Scorpio? It's the month of love and everyone starts questioning about love. Are they in the right relationship? Are they ever going to meet someone? Or are they ever going to be single? Or is their relationship good enough? Or how should you surprise your partner? And I'll give you tips for all of those things. So let's start with the position of the planet Venus. Venus rules love and relationships generally for everyone. And wherever Venus is situated from the sign, from your sign, this is where you would experience love most likely. You would experience romance, you would experience revival of feelings and heart connection to another. And Venus in particular for Scorpios only rules also is like a specific significator for relationships, because Venus rules the sign opposite Scorpio, which is Taurus. And always the sign opposite your own is strongly related to intimacy and relationships. So Venus is like a double whammy, twice as powerful for Scorpios when it comes to love. For others it can also bring love, but when it comes right now, for Scorpio, whatever Venus moves is like very strongly concentrated there. And Venus is in your third house, Scorpio, which is for those of you who are single, where can you meet someone? And Venus is staying there in January and February, so both months are very possible for you to meet love in third house places. Third house, what is it? First of all, third house is communications and exchanging information. And what is the biggest place for that? It's the internet. So third house rules internet. So you can meet someone online now, or maybe in some forum, or maybe somehow someone might, if it's not the internet, match.com or whatever, you might get a phone call, because Venus, especially in January and part of February, is moving backwards. When a planet is moving backwards, it's really powerful, but it also can bring someone from the past. So you might get a call from a love from the past. You might get someone can get in touch with you haven't heard for a while, or if there was maybe a breakup recently when Venus starts moving backwards, you might hear from that person. You might be able to exchange some information there and some communication further. Also, third house, you can third house rules teammates and playmates and people that, you know, for instance, if you're working in an office, all those people around you in your environment, they're your teammates, they're your playmates. If you're younger, they're your schoolmates, they're your university mates. So you can find love and you can meet someone from those environments. And they're not necessarily to be your friends, just mates there. Not very close friends or anything, or someone from your teammates or people, third house people can introduce you to someone. Third house rules siblings and relatives, so maybe if you're doing something with those people, if they invite you, you might meet someone there as well. Or even you just have a lovely experience with those people and in those places. Third house is also places where you learn things, where like courses and studies, and you might meet someone through this kind of environments. And third house also rules interests, the things that we love to do, personally love to do, like our hobbies and our interests. So some of you might be doing their hobby, might be going cycling, for instance, they can meet someone there. Or someone, you might be going to the gym, which is your hobby or interest, you might meet someone there. So third house gives a wide variety of places to actually meet someone. And if you're already in a relationship, how do you plan a great 14th of February? Well, you have to do something together with your partner, which is common interest for the both of you. This will be the best thing to celebrate it, to bond together closely, to revive our relationships now in February, to make it much more, feel it much more, you know, connected to the person. So plan a great date out with your partner where you do something you both love. Say, for instance, you both love art, go to the museum. or a gallery, or you both like riding mopeds or whatever, you know, or you both like swimming or kayaking, do something like that together, which is a mutual hobby and interest for the both of you. Be kind of active together, because third house is not like just looking at each other's eyes, staring, you know, connecting like that. No, you have to be a bit more active, a bit more adventurous together this month. It's just getting you some ideas which will get you moving. And even if you have a date, you want to, you know, to impress someone, you want to feel more connected to them, this is the kind of things to do. Mutual hobbies, goals together, and in preference, something a bit more excitable and adventurous. And also third house rules your daily environment. So going to job, taking the bus there, your teammates there, you're going back shopping, all those places which are in your daily environment where you run your errands daily. So you might meet someone even in those places while you're shopping, while you're on the train, while you're on the bus. So third house rules trips as well and travel. So take your partner for a trip somewhere, drive a bike, or take them on a train journey, or maybe you can meet someone on the train or someone on the underground. So these are, you have a lot of options this month, Scorpio, and I'm telling you, it's quite intense. So a lot of you can experience, even if it's not meeting the love of your life there, you might get a nice compliment, a nice look from someone from all those places that I mentioned, or a class, or maybe take your partner to learn to cook together. Third house is learning new schools. So go on a Thai food learning course, or maybe when you go to such a course, you might meet someone there, or maybe go and do a pottery class, anything which is also to do your hands, to be kind of skillful, to develop new skills. It's a little bit adventurous, you see. It's not the typical take me out for dinner and count the stars with me type of date. And let's see, what else is happening? Mercury and the Sun, now we're talking about everything, not about love only. Mercury and the Sun are in your fourth house, and it means that the big focus for Scorpios this month will be their home environment. Will be, they might feel a little bit more withdrawn, like needing a bit more rest, needing to be in the privacy of their home. You might feel much more better spending more time at home and family, and your home and family can call you to pay more attention to them. Mercury is the planet of management and the planet of organizing everything. And it's a very practical planet, and it's retrograde in your fourth house, which means it's much more powerful now. So it blows up its influence there. So what happens in February, that a lot of you might have to redo something at their home, to move furniture around, to do something practical for their home. They might be reordering and making the home environment run more efficiently. Also, Mercury rules friendships. So you might host at your place, friends. It's a great time to, you know, friends can come to your home, to your own sanctity, to your private place, and you might be asked, you know, to accommodate them somehow. Or those of you who are trying to buy property, or who are trying to do something in the house, this can be a very productive and efficient time where you get things moving. Mercury rules documents and signing contracts and things like that. So anything connected to property and home, it can be a good time to do such documents right now. And don't hear when others say when Mercury is retrograde, don't do anything Mercury-like. It is not true. It is not true at all. Ancient astrology, which is the source of astrology, says a retrograde planet, a retrograde Mercury. This is when you become much more busy with Mercury things. This is when you become much more detailed and specific and practical with Mercury things. Also, fourth house, Mercury, because Mercury is business as well, so it can be a good time to do business deals in regards to home. People who are in hospitality services, in hospitality business like hotels, or people who sell properties, it can be a very productive business time for them right now. Fourth house also rules vehicles. So also it can be a great time for repair on your vehicle, for paying off all those things, you know, for the vehicle, whatever, all taxes, I don't know, these things, for gearing up, for fixing your car, for making it be more efficient, you know, whatever, and also purchasing a car. So these are focuses for you. And also the Sun is the planet of the career. When it's in the fourth house, you might feel better if you take some work at home. So you might be called to take some work at home and work actually from the privacy of your home and mix a little bit home thing with a career thing. Or those of you who are working from home already, or those of you who have business which has property, which owns offices and things like that, this can be time when you're very much focused in that area. And I want to give you some specific days now. Those of you who are, oh, I forgot to say, Mars is the planet is in your 11th house, and Mars, sorry, in your 12th house of expenses. So some of you might be called to spend more money than they expect. Actually, some unexpected expenses might come up. You might have to give for something. Might be sometimes even a crisis situation which demands that you spend some more money, especially if you're a Scorpio ascendant, you'll feel it. You might, and it will continue till July. It might be, you know, I don't want to scare you, but just be prepared. Financially, arrange your things better, because something unexpected can happen that you have to spend more money. And usually when Mars triggers the 12th house, people tend to have expenses, and in particular expenses which in regards to Mars things. So it might be injuries or cuts or some crisis situation, some solving some problem. This is what Mars rules. Mars rules property as well, so you might have to do some spending on your property. It might be a good spending on your property. You might be buying a new sofa, or, you know. But at the same time, Mercury is helping you be more efficient in regards to home and property issues as well. And learn your lesson better. And those of you, I just want to give you specific days. Those of you who are born from the 14th till the 17th of November, or who have their ascendant or moon from 21 till 24 degrees in Scorpio, plus minus a degree or two. So let's say from 20 till 24 degrees in Scorpio, and you know where to find your degrees of your ascendant or your moon. On my birth chart calculator, for which I gave link at the beginning of the video, you're having a Saturn transit, and that's tough. I mean, you'll be tested and challenged much more in February. You'll be given much more responsibilities and things to deal with, and duties which might feel a little bit overwhelming. You might feel like, oh, I'm not good enough, I can't do it. Or you might be embarking on some big important project which requires a lot of your time, and nothing else is left for other things to do. So those people in particular, Saturn rules time and how to, and you become very aware. A lot of you start feeling, oh, time is running out for me, I'm getting old, I have to do the things that matter in my life, not spend my time, my life working, from working basically in a job I don't like. I need to do something to have a valuable and good time in my life because it's running out. So there's this impeding sense of urgency, something has to be done, and you get much more serious, much more responsible, much more hardworking, and much more hard on yourself. And out the circumstances become more difficult, more challenging, because Saturn always slows things down, and you don't see immediately the results of your hard work. But if you have a vision and a goal, you'll be able to pass through this time. And if you work hard and if you're loyal to that goal, to pass through this time without problems. But if you're not really committed to a person or a thing in your life or a goal, it most likely will break down or will be taken away from your life, or you will leave it yourself while Saturn passes away. Passes over those degrees. And those of you though who are born from around the 2nd till the 6th of November, or who have their ascendant or moon from around 9 till 14 degrees in Scorpio, they're having the opposite influence. They're having Jupiter transit, and Jupiter is the opposite of Saturn. If Saturn makes you feel like, you know, I need to buckle up and go through this period step by step, day by day, survive every day and push hard, Jupiter is the opposite. If you're born on those days, I said from 2nd till 6th of November, those degrees, 9 till 14 Scorpio, ascendant and moon, you are having Jupiter, which is expansion. You're growing, you're actually new opportunities are coming to you. You're starting to see the fruits of the hard work you've done before that. Maybe some of you can get a new job, some of you can get a promotion, some of you can get improvement in relationships. It's specific for the horoscope, I cannot tell you exactly, but Jupiter opens new horizons, gives you more faith, more belief in yourself, more attracts a higher vibration, because if you're more inspired, then it can give you clarity about the path you have to walk in and place you on this path in a inspiring way. It will be like a feeling, this is right, this is what I have to do. And you don't have to push against walls. It will just come naturally in a good, positive way. Thank you very much, Scorpio, and I will see you in March.